Now the assignment is of serialization, and in this it is asked to write down the objects of class game. So here we have created a game class. In this game class we have written whenever or whichever object you want to write down to the file. What we have to do, we have to write that class implements serialization or serializable interface. So without this you cannot write object to the file. So basically serializability is used to read and write objects to the file and from the file. Now this game file contains string, game name, and number of players in that particular game. Now we have two constructors written in that class. One is the default constructor and second is the parameterized constructor. Now after that we have to write a public toString method to show what is the name of the game and how many players are there whenever we display the object using SOP. Then we have written another class where we are going to create object of game class and we are going to write those objects. And after writing, if you open the file, that content will not be properly visible. To see that content, we have to again read it from the file and we have to display it. So both the things we have implemented in this program. So a class is written with the public keyword because in this class we are going to write down main function. Now in main, first we create array of objects. How many members will be there or how many objects we will be storing? We'll be storing 5 objects of game class. Now game 0, we have created object of game class with the game name cricket and number of players 11. In the same way, we have also stored the details of football, tennis, hockey, and badminton game along with their respective players. Okay, so 5 objects we have created here. Now we want to write these 5 objects to the file. So we need file output stream, and as we want to write, so output stream is needed. So which file? We have named it as out.txt. Now this object we have to write, so we need object output stream, and to the constructor of object output stream we will give this file output stream as a object. Okay, now next part is here out dot write object is a function that helps to write one object at a time. So out dot write object g of 0, and similarly also write objects g1, g2, g3 and g4. So all 5 objects are returned to the file. Now flush the contents of the file which are stored in the stream and close the output stream object. Now, at the end, we have given the message that serialization is successful. Here, in this case, as this is dealing with input output, we have to handle the exception, and that particular message we have written with the help of system.out.println e object is displayed. Now next part is whatever data we have returned to the file, we want to again try to read it and display it on the screen. So to read the data from the file, first of all we need a file input stream, and in which from which file we want to read, the file in which we had returned the object, that is out.txt. Okay, and now then in this out.txt we want to read object, so we need object input stream. Okay, and to the constructor of this object output stream we give fin as the uh, argument. Okay, now using this in, we are going to read one object. And what is a method to read object? The method is read object method itself. So on in, read object will return only one object at a time, and as it returns object of general type of object, we want to typecast it to game so that we can see name and number of players properly. So this game inside the bracket is the implicit conversion of the general object to specific object of game class, and that is stored in G0. Likewise, we read different 5 different objects, and we store them in 5 different objects of capital G, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Earlier we had taken small g, so we have used different names to the array so that overlapping will not be there. After reading all the objects from the file, we close the input stream, and using system.out.println, we print all those 5 members of the object. Or you can use for loop here to display these 5 objects. Now, as once you complete, you just have to deal with the catch block and display the particular message. Okay, now we'll run and we'll see whether whatever input we are trying to write to the file, that is cricket 11, football 11, tennis 2, hockey 11, and badminton 4, badminton doubles 4, are we getting the same output or not. Our file name is game serialize. So here game serialize we will execute. See, the first message after writing all the data to the file, these 5 lines, we have displayed the message serialization successful. So that message we are getting first. After writing data to the file, then this part starts. Okay, and here using this SOP, we are getting game name is cricket and players 11. The sequence in which we had added, in the same sequence we are getting it. Okay, so for cricket, number of players 11, for football number of players 11, for tennis single number of players 2, hockey number of players 11, and badminton doubles number of players 4. As why this is giving output like this, because we have written two string method. Game name is cricket, number of players 11. Okay, so this is the use of two string method. So this is the way in which using which we can serialize the object. We can write object to the file and we can read objects from the file.